Okay, so got a couple cutters here. This cutter is going to be the cutter used for cutting out the 16th inch material and also the applique material. This cutter is going to be for drilling holes for the Braille beads. Even though these cutters are zeroed already, I'm going to re-zero them just to show you how to zero a cutter. So a brand new cutter, we're assuming this is a brand new cutter. I'm going to take this knob and I'm going to loosen the knob and I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Same with this one. Get them out of the way. I'm going to grab my handheld pendant here. I'm going to jog the XY axis out above the material. Somewhere above the material. I have my micrometer down here set at 0. Okay? So I'm going to bring the spindle down with the Z axis until I'm touching the surface. I can see I'm touching the surface because I can see it float right there. Okay? So the black vacuum nose is now touching the surface. I'm going to take my first cutter, drop it into the spindle here, left hand thread, turn it down. Going to take my cutter wrench, loosen the cutter, carefully bring it down to the plate. Best if you put it on metal so you're not getting a false depth into soft material. Tighten the set screw, never over tighten. Turn it to the right to take this one out. Drop the next cutter in. Do the same thing. Loosen set screw, touch material, lock. I'll take this one out now, and I'll press go to home. Okay, so we got our cutters zeroed, right? Now we have to get the Braille pen surface set as well for the Braille, because the system does not know where the surface is when this pen is in place, does not know where the plastic is, so we have to tell the system where the plastic is. So we lock the Braille pen in place. We have to match this little pin hole here with the pin over here. Drop the Braille pen in place. Lock in place. Grab the handheld. Take the XY axis, bring it over your material. Jog down slowly until you get close to the surface. Watch how the pen picks up as you move down. You want to get about a nickel's worth of distance right there. Don't want too much, more than that at all, okay? Once you get it there, you press the set surface key on the handheld pendant. And I hit the wrong one, I hit home. Set home instead of set surface. So I'm going to hit set surface, press enter, and press go to home. Okay, so I just set my surface. And because I hit set home accidentally, I now have to send this back to its mechanical home and reset the home, but that's okay. So I'm going to raise the pen, get it out of the way. Leave her about just like that, nice and good and out of the way. I'm going to press set home now because I hit the wrong button before, as I mentioned. So I'm back in its normal home position. So everything's set here. We got our cutters zeroed. We have our pen set for the surface to the material. We're going to cut the outline of the 8x8 inch ADA sign first, the square box. Okay? This plastic is 16th inch thick. So in decimal, that's 63 thousandths. So we want to dial in the appropriate clicks on the micrometer here to give us the right depth. We don't want to go through this material into this material. So to be safe, we have to dial this micrometer to about 55 clicks, 55 thousandths. So we're a few thousandths shy of going through this material. So I'm going to grab the micrometer, I'm going to turn it this way to bring it upwards. One full revolution is 25 clicks, that's 25 thousandths. Another full revolution up, 25 thousandths equals 50 thousandths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 more equals 55 thousandths. Okay, I'm going to grab the cutout cutter for the plastic, drop it in there that I zeroed, screw it into place. Now we are set to cut out this 8-inch square ADA Braille sign. Okay, we go over here to the computer now. Here's our sign. We have an 8-inch square sign here. Okay, and so we have an 8-inch square box right around here that we want to cut out of the material. This is our origin. So we're going to be too close to the top on the engraving system to the top ruler and the left side ruler. So we need to bring this sign down, over and out and down a little bit to get it away from the rulers. So the only way really to do this, there's more than one way, but the easy way is to simply increase your plate size. Okay, so if I go up here to the icon where it says plate size and click that, here's my 8-inch by 8-inch sign. I can just simply add a 1/2 inch here on the width and a 1/2 inch on the height. So I have 8.5 by 8.5. I hit OK. Now I can grab the center handle here and bring this down and out of the way from the rulers. Okay. So now I'm ready to engrave. We're going to engrave in the order, as I mentioned before. We're going to engrave the cutout first. Next step, we're going to engrave the Braille drill holes. In the final step, we're going to engrave the applique. So I'm going to go over to engrave this box and cut this box out. I'm going to click the engrave icon in the upper left corner here. Okay, here's my preview, but I want to filter out the proper color to engrave the cutout box here. I don't want to engrave everything like this right now, so I go over here in this icon that says filter by color. So my outline box to cut out is red, so there's my red, so I have that selected. Engraver's plastic cutting for a material is what I want. There's a whole list of materials under here, as you can see, but the one you want for cutting is Engraver's plastic cutting. I hit select. There's my preview. I hit this on the end, engrave. It sends it off to the engraver. Now move over to the engraving machine. It says press start to begin. So I press start. Okay, cut out the box. We're good there. So we're going to take this cutter out. And put the Braille drill cutter in. Lock that down in place. We're at 55 clicks here. We want to bring this to 42 clicks. Braille drill holes need to be 42 thousandths in depth. So we've got to bring the right micrometer down to 42. There's 50, there's 45, 44, 43, 42. There's 42 clicks. Okay, go to our computer. We hit stop cutting over here because we're not going to be sending Braille out of this screen. So we hit stop cutting. We go up top, we go to engrave, ADA plot, cut Braille text. There's our Braille preview here showing just the dots. Send it off to the machine over here. Press start. What I did was I pressed start too quick, okay? So I have to cancel that because I pulled up the last job. I was too quick and trigger happy here with the handheld. So this should be the right job here. Press start. If you're too quick on pressing start, it'll pull up the last job because the other one wasn't sent. Okay, drill the holes. Now if you look at the handheld, it says please lower Braille inserter and press start. So we simply go over here, lower our Braille inserter, tighten the clamp, press start. Meanwhile, I got my applique ready. Okay, it's waiting for us to raise the Braille inserter. As it says here, please raise Braille inserter and press start. So I raised it, press start, goes to home. We can take this pen out now, lay it aside. Take this cutter out, the Braille drill cutter, because now we got to do the applique. Throw this cutter in for the applique. You have to kind of determine what depth is best for you for applique. Right now we're still at 42 clicks, 42 thousandths. It's a little deep for applique. You go too shallow, not good. You go too much, not so good, but not as bad as going too shallow. I'm going to put it at 40. 2 clicks down. It went from 42 thousandths to 40 clicks. Maybe a little too much. The accurate way they say is to just get through the glue and just slightly into the core material. But sometimes you have to make adjustments for that. So I'm going to take my applique material. I'm going to lay it down. I'm shaking from too much coffee. You can kind of do a little guide here, like you see the Braille, so you want to be slightly above the Braille. Got a big enough piece of applique material. Press it down good. Some people like rolling it down. Go to our computer here now. Ready to do our final step. Engrave. ADA plot. Cut raised elements. Okay. There's my preview. Send it off. Wait for it to get there. Don't press start too fast like I did before. Here we go. All right, so we're done. If you look at the results, you need a brush. You need to brush the chips out of there. The glue is what's holding the chips down. If I look at this, it would be your call whether we're too deep into the core material. That's where you got to adjust your depth. But everything looks okay.